one of the first things that I would say is that many people think that fear is maladaptive, but that's not necessarily the case. Fear has some healthy aspects too, meaning that, you know, if we walk down the street and we encounter, and what I would say in class is a snarling dog, right? You should be afraid of it because it might rip your hand off if you would try to pet it. So again, fear has some adaptive functions, meaning that a fear response keeps us safe. You know, it increases our longevity, right? So we don't do things. We typically try to avoid things that put our physical safety in jeopardy. I think it would be interesting to find out what kinds of things people are afraid of.
What am I most afraid of? I think just a normal fear, phobia of mine has always been spiders ever since I was little. Can never explain it because I have a vivid memory of being like really little and being at this library presentation of very poisonous spiders. And like one story this like presenter told was like this one lady got bitten by like a brown recluse and her hands like got amputated because they were so bad, and I thought she meant she got bitten by a spider and her hands fell off. So I guess I always associated getting bit by a spider and having my hands fall off.
The physical or physiological aspects of fear is, you know, we may experience panic attacks. Like when we come up to something or we think about something or we encounter a situation, our heart starts beating real fast. You know, we may get sweaty, we may get shortness of breath, we might get dizzy. So those are the physical manifestations of fear, right? And again, that alerts us to, oh my gosh, we need to not be near whatever this thing is.
When I encounter a spider, I usually just kind of freeze up or back away. When I was younger, I used to just scream and run out of the room, like something terrible had happened. But I don't do that much anymore because it'd be a little bit hard to explain. It's like, why are you screaming? It's a spider.
Now that's certainly the physical manifestations of fear. That's one thing. Now, psychologically, it tends to be much more damaging. You know, I think the research has been pretty consistent in saying that, hey, fear, the psychological effects of fear are far more damaging than actually encountering some unpleasant event itself.
Okay, so my irrational fear is anything touching my eye or injuries to my eye. It's gross and I don't like anything relating to the eye. So if someone has contacts, I can't watch them put them in, or I don't know, anything sharp going near the eye, I'm just like, no, not gonna happen.
If the person had a phobia, it would depend on, you know, again, what the object or what the situation that incited the fear response or the panic response. If it's an object, if it's an animal or things like that, again, we may use techniques like systematic desensitization to help the person to better manage their fear. One of the things we know about people who suffer from phobias is that they understand that their fear or their anxiety about this animal or this situation or object or whatever it is unreasonable.
Well, I'm probably most afraid of not being able to see. Being blind is like one of my biggest fears. Well, I have really bad eyesight, and when I was little, if I took my glasses off, I obviously couldn't see anything, and I felt really helpless, basically. So I always slept with my glasses on so that I could always see, but I think that's why, just because I already can't see, and to make it worse would just not be good.
But I have a really irrational fear of mold and dirt. Like I can't put wet towels like in the laundry together. I have to wait for them to dry completely. And I know that's kind of silly, but...
I'm most afraid of, I'd say, first of all, the dark. Because, and this may sound kind of weird, but I feel like when I wake up in the dark, I just feel lonely, and I feel like I don't know what's going on around me. Like, especially after a nap or something, I just freak out.
Fear can do a number of things to us. First of all, fear can limit our vision, okay? And what I mean by that is if we are afraid of something, oftentimes we can't see what the possibilities are.